the Ottoman Empire in 1453 was bogus. It was in violation of the law of the Quran. They don't like that. They brainwashed the whole world of Islam that this was a great victory for Islam. And all our scholars accepted that. Minds should be of small numbers who say, no, that's false. So that's why they don't want me to meet with you.
Do you have allies in Muslim world?
Do I have that?
Allies.
Fine.
Friends who?
Friends.
Who shade you?
When I started, for example, on Constantinople, I started on Constantinople in 2011. I gave a lecture at the International Islamic University in Malaysia. There must have been about 1,000 students present, and many Turkish professors were present. And I spoke on the conquest of Constantinople in the end time. And I argued in that lecture that the conquest of Constantinople by the Sultan in 1453 was invalid, was a bogus jihad, in violation of the Quran. Then when the Sultan entered Constantinople, the first thing that he did was to take Hagia Sophia, which had functioned as the most important cathedral outside of Jerusalem for 1,000 years. And I said, he converted it to a masjid, and this was shameful, this was disgraceful, and this was manifestly sinful, because the Quran orders us to fight, if necessary, to protect the cathedral. The Turkish professors who were present were astonished. First time in maybe 600 years someone was challenging the status quo. So I was a solitary voice at that time. But truth must prevail. And here you can ask them, they are proof. They can tell you that now, after all these years of constant work, the tide is turning, and they are in retreat, and our caravan is moving forward. Yes, our caravan is moving forward. That's why we're very happy this conference could have searched the world of Islam for anybody else to come and speak here for Islam. And they chose me, indicating that our caravan is moving forward and theirs is retreating. They didn't choose an Iranian scholar, a Shia scholar, although Iran has been in Moscow long ago, and Iran has been in the field long before me. And I came here 11 years ago. Professor Dugin invited me, yes. And I was astonished when I came here that all the Russians I met were brainwashed to believe that our position as Muslims is that the most important event now remaining to occur in history is the advent of the Imam al-Mahdi. I said, that's false. But said, this is what we were told by the Iranians.
Yes.
I said, no.
In December, for 3 weeks I was in Iran.
The most important event now remaining to occur in history from the Quran is the return of the Messiah. The advent of the Imam is not as important as the return of the Messiah. So the caravan is moving forward. I'm happy to meet with you today. I wanted this meeting many years ago.
I'm only for 5 years. The Patriarch constituted the Council of Experts for Muslim Relations only 5 years ago. Actually, I studied in the Moscow Theological Academy. I'm originally from Moscow. Then studied. Have you visited Lavra of St. Sergius Monastery?
No, not
No.
Yeah, Bill.
Not
Sheikh,
yet.
Yeah, it's
Not yet.
it's like 70 kilometers from Moscow north. It's the center of spiritual life. And there is a Moscow Theological Academy there. So I studied there, and afterwards I was offered to study in Rome. So I did my PhD doctorate in Rome on canon law.
On what canon law?
Canon law. But then I discovered that in Rome it was the Pontifical Institute for Arabic and Islamic Studies in Rome, Pisai. So I entered and studied there. So, and my professors was both Christians and Muslim. So we have Professor Mokrani from Tunis and from Egypt, from Syria. So it was like, then Patriarch called me here, and it was a new direction to intensify the relations between the Muslim and Christians, because still we have only some diplomatic relations, but I don't see that we have like open and sincere and frankly conversation with Muslim elite like you. I don't see that. For example, I myself I visited Chechnya and Dagestan and Saudi Arabia. I was like 7 times in Saudi Arabia and Iran and so on. But for me, I think our task, mine and yours, to find the people who thinks like you, who is
Right.
who actually represents authority of Islam and can bring this relation to some basis in the fundamental basis.
Right. I have a question. I consider you a friend. Because I consider you a friend, I can ask the question. Otherwise, I could not. All right? Don't mind the question.
Any question? Any question?
You also understand some Arabic, so you'll understand the voice of the Quran. How is it possible for our two people to have friendly relations if the Quran says, "Ba'alahu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء بعضهم أولياء بعض ومن يتوله منكم فإنه منهم إن الله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين." Tell me.
I think there are in Quran there are in this regard there are some different verses.
Let me hear what is your view.
Yeah, for me actually. I think the Muslim world looks differently for Christian and for Jews.
No, what does the Quran say? Tell me this verse of the Quran. لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء بعضهم أولياء بعض.
If we have in consideration this verse,
Yes.
there is no friendship.
Good. Right, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
Of course.
Now then, what has happened is you have understood the verse the way they want you to understand it. Do not take Jews and do not take Christians as your friends and allies, because they are friends and allies of each other. And whosoever turns to them with friendship and alliance, you belong to them. You don't belong to us. And Allah will not provide guidance to a wicked people. So Christians are a wicked people and Jews are a wicked people. This is what the Quran says.
In another place we have...
Wait. Don't go to the other place yet. Don't go to the other place yet. The word of God cannot be contradictory. Truth cannot be contradictory. No.
No.
So if you have the word of God here with negative consequences and the word of God there with positive, this is a contradiction.
This is my actually I want to do my doctorate in Islamic studies, and you know, in Christian world we use the term antinomy, and in our context it means that a thing could seem contradictory, but it is not.
Oh, okay. All right.
For example, from a Christian point of view, the most great gift to a man, to mankind, it's freedom. I'm a free man, so it's on the other side. God knew all things about me, and he knows perfectly what I am going to do tomorrow and maybe minutes after. So how can we conciliate my freedom and that God already knows everything about me? So it could be for our brain, and
yes.
For our brain it seems contradictory.
Okay. You are.
And my question, I was thinking about if we could apply the same approach to the Muslim way of thinking. But
you have attempted to deal with this verse with a theology or methodology